took discipline because, you think of a million reasons to get sidetracked. Oh, well, this needs my attention or the work or whatever. I'm tired. You make excuses, but it's just like your progress refocus. So I had to, and I'm the kind of person, if you say, okay, you can't do that, I'm going to do it. So, for me, it was like, this is for my own good. I'm paying good money. I need to get my ass in gear and I need to just do it. So from a self-discipline standpoint, just because I tend to, I could be lazy or just hard to, discipline myself. But from that standpoint, but once I started seeing results and once I started like feeling better and happy, and that was within like the first day, 3 days, I was like, wow. So, but what really did it for me is that, you're there. 110%, like you said, you're always there.
You first have to get you back. And again, to get you back, that's conditioning. When you get you back first and you're now at this level, people want to line up with you. Think about it. A lot of you are dealing with breakups and you're kind of in a rut, you're in a fog. No one wants to be around you. And the decision to be in a relationship is an emotional decision. It's not logical. You can't take a PowerPoint presentation and say, oh, you're going to want to be around me because of A, B, and C. It doesn't work like that. People either want to be around you or they don't, based on how they feel when they're around you. So if you have a relationship that's not going so well, you can have all the concepts in the world, but if you're not enjoyable to be around, good luck with that. That's not going to work out very well. You can have all the best qualities in the world, but if someone doesn't enjoy their experience with you, that's not going to work out too well. But to get yourself back there, you can't concept your way there. That's a conditioning. That's your ability to control the way you feel, okay? Go to refocusonhappiness.com. What you want to do is you want to click the button at the top, contact Lance. Very, very easy form. When you go there, you'll see you put your name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. And I will get in touch with you in just a few days, okay? Just be a little patient. I got a lot of people I work with, but I'll get in touch with you in 72 hours maximum. But after you do that contact Lance link, feel free to scroll around here. Again, Steve Martin has a great phrase. He says, be so good at what you do, people cannot ignore you. If you scroll down, you'll see testimonials from psychologists, doctors, zillions and zillions and zillions of past clients, including medical directors, et cetera, et cetera. So like I said, I'm making this so obvious for you, what I represent for you, what I believe. The only reason you would not do this is if you're a glutton for punishment. So yeah, feel free to take a good look around. Again, I'm gonna make it very clear what I represent for you if this is something you're serious about, okay? Awesome. Look forward to speaking to you soon.
Took discipline because, you think of a million reasons to get sidetracked. Oh, well, this needs my attention or the work or whatever. I'm tired. You make excuses, but it's just like your progress refocus. So I had to, and I'm the kind of person, if you say, okay, you can't do that, I'm going to do it. So, for me, it was like, this is for my own good. I'm paying good money. I need to get my ass in gear and I need to just do it. So from a self-discipline standpoint, just because I tend to, I could be lazy or just hard to, discipline myself. But from that standpoint, but once I started seeing results and once I started like feeling better and happy, and that was within like the first day, 3 days, I was like, wow. So, but what really did it for me is that, you're there. 110%, like you said, you're always there. I don't have to talk to you at all, but knowing that you're there, and and the Tuesday calls, I see you. I see you talking to everybody. You're there for them, and I learn every time. So, it is the most mind-blowing thing to me ever. It really is. In a great way. So, in that aspect, it was easy because it was a natural flow. I wanted to do good. I wanted to, I'm a people pleaser. So I wanted to please you. I wanted to do great in the program. I wanted to do great for myself. So that was easy. I wanted to change my outlook. I wanted to change my daily routine. I wanted to become a better person. I wanted to start focusing on myself and not everybody else and everything else, and just rein it all in and come back to me. So, because you can't give what you don't have. And I've spent years being burned out, giving everything to relationships and jobs and family and you name it.
Awesome. And on that note, like to anyone listening here, you can't speak what you can't feel. If you don't feel good, you don't speak good. If you don't feel good, you don't make such good decisions. And that's why most people stay on that same pattern forever and ever. And I think, tell me if this is fair though, to say, I tell people, and tell me if this is accurate here, the process is actually simple and straightforward. You just do what I asked you to do and you'll get to where you want to go. But it's not easy. It is fucking hard. On that note, just to get full transparency, I would say almost everyone does a program. There's at least one point in the program where they have a little bit of a blip. And it's not really a blip. It's more like a really challenging week or so. Happens to almost everybody. But it makes sense. So because, it's like in a workout. If you start working out, you start training your muscles, eventually you get to a point usually where people start thinking they're plateaued or whatever. And it's like, I have to be there for them because they understand, to help them move through that process and understand you're not plateaued. It's just part of the challenge. So, for everyone that goes through the process, yes, it's simple and straightforward, but it's challenging. And you and I had one of those actually, not too long ago, where it was like, it was actually a good thing, but I'm there to help you through it so you can see you got this. All you have to do is continue to follow that recipe. But so sure, simple, straightforward, but not easy. And that's why I work closely, with you and everyone, because I understand, this is a new experience, and you need that kind of supporting guide, just like a great coach in sports, right? Like your background, playing sports in college, you have to have a really great coach who understands the progression and can take you through those waypoints as you hit them. And part of that is that, again, at the end of the day, this was not easy. It was not a magic trick, true biological process. And with that said, that's what I'm there for. But I'm sure you can attest to anyone listening here. The process itself was simple, was straightforward, but it was hard work. And almost everyone who does the program will experience at least a week or so where things are a little bit of a struggle. But that's why I'm there. I'm there for that because I understand that's going to happen for almost anyone. It's almost like the funny thing is it's almost like it's predictable. Someone will have such great momentum the first week or two, and then at a certain point, might be week 3, week 4, like maybe this is too good to be true, and they'll start second guessing it to some degree, but it's not. And I'll just support them through that period so they realize I can relax. I'm good. Right. I got this. I have some real momentum. Because what I always remind people at the very end, and I'm sure this will be good for you too, Mary, look what you and I did in just a few weeks. Right. I mean, sure, I'm not saying, and to anyone listening here, doesn't mean things are perfect, but we've got some fucking real momentum here. And the fact you have that momentum and you did it at one of the most challenging periods of your life. If you were able to do that, then it's fucking uphill from here. I mean, the clouds are starting to part ways and you can see the sun. It's like it's a straight shot. But if you did the hardest part, you have every reason to know as a logical person, sure, it's still gonna be challenging, but it's a straightforward path. And that's what that's what I think it's important for people to know. It's like, just like all workouts, a workout by definition is hard, but it's when you have a straightforward path to get where you want to go and to keep going, that's a great place to be. But in short, not easy. Straightforward, not easy. So let me ask you, so how do you feel about so now that you have what you have, and again, just anyone listening again, there were some challenges along the way. That's okay. That's part of any kind of process. But now how do you feel about your future, Mary? How do you feel about your ability to handle, navigate, and execute, in relationships and in your life with the tools you have now?
It's black and white. It's completely different. I feel I'm able to handle anything, and I don't give a fuck, what anybody thinks or says.
Good. Okay, good. I like the way you said that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, work, relationships, it's true. It's just like I did. And I know in a lot of other, people in the program, it's like you spend your life sometimes trying to please people and make things happen and work. And now I can just sit back and relax. And if somebody wants to be in my life, they'll be in it. If they don't, fine, bye.
Fuck them. Just yeah. I mean, with love and respect. With love and respect. Okay, but
exactly,
we get the point. You and I understand, and someone listening in the back, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? But you understand. with love and respect.
Right.
Real quick, Mary, this is a course. Would you agree this is a course focused on gratitude and joy? Or would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Just anyone listening here, we that's tongue in cheek. Okay.
Yes,
good.
Absolutely. Love, gratitude, joy, happiness. And self-love, not like taking care of everybody, but loving yourself first and taking care of yourself first. So you show up as the best person you can be for other people in your
Exactly.
world. You know, and I'm happier at work. I'm happier when I wake up. I'm happier with other people. I have more to give. I have more to offer. And if I don't feel like it, I don't have to. I can just stay cocooned in my little world and do what makes me happy and take care of myself first. Just lock the world away. And I just think that I'm much stronger as an individual. As I see things differently now. Whereas I told you before, I felt like my emotions were kind of like the ocean. They just ebbed and flowed, and like, you know, sometimes they're a tidal wave crashing, and I just felt like I had no control. Now I do.
That's a pretty accurate statement. And I'll just have one last question. But that's really what this does. Most people live their whole life in an emotional fog. And again, you can't speak how you don't feel. When you feel like crap, you speak crap. When you feel like crap, you just see with like fog lenses. You don't see things and people for how they really are. And because you feel crappy, you're like pretty much like just trying to reach onto anything, like these like life-saving branches, because you feel in such a bad place. But when you feel fantastic, then you speak differently to people, make different decisions, and all of a sudden you're on the top of the mountain. So you're not just reaching for things, and that's a whole different world. And really where that comes, one of the biggest benefits is because you're out of that emotional fog. It's literally like most people live their whole life where they're essentially drugged. They're on those that emotional roller coaster. And when you're in that emotional roller coaster, you don't see things for how they really are because you're in fear, you're in sadness. You're not going to see the truth for who someone really is, what they represent for you. But all of a sudden you feel really great for the first time, you can really see. And that actually allows you love and respect to say, you know what, this person's good for me and this person is not. So that's really what that really allows you to do. So just one last question, Mary. This has been great. One last question. Okay, so if you, which we all do, if you knew somebody that was going through something similar to you, and maybe they've been on the research bandwagon for some time, and they're just really not doing so well, and that person doesn't know you, doesn't know me, but they're watching this call, and you have a chance to make a real difference as far as getting them to go about it a way that is beyond the conventional wisdoms, we'll just say. What would you tell somebody who's going through what you're going through, and they're watching this video, and they're actually but they're almost considering doing that conventional method versus maybe in their eyes rolling the dice? What would you say to somebody who is now being privy to maybe, just maybe, there's a better way to do this?
Don't waste another second. Don't waste another penny. Don't. I waited a whole year, because I'm very analytical, and I have to have proof and evidence, and I just think how much farther along I would be had I started a year ago. I'm happy that I did it more than anything. Just do it, because there's no pair of shoes, there's no man, there's no food, alcohol, drugs, none of it's going to make you happy. You have to depend on you to make you happy. And Lance, he is the I don't want to say, I was going to say Lance is the tool. That doesn't sound right, but Lance
it sounds a little
program
interesting. Okay.
is the proper tool. Oh my gosh, is the proper tool for this. And don't wait another second. Don't wait another second. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. Just do it. Just do it. There's nothing I know for the rest of my life. There's nothing I'm ever going to do that's been well worth the money spent, well worth the time spent. And everything has changed, everything. And you owe it to yourself. The bottom line, you owe it to yourself. And here is Lance that's willing to do this and stick with you 110%. And the things I learned, it just blows my mind. And I'm grateful, and I'm so happy, that you called me and we had the first conversation, because I was skeptical, but people don't know what they don't know. And I've heard it all before. And I was like, well, but there was something that just rang true with you, heart to heart, soul to soul, and you care and you give it 110%. And I'm impressed with the way everything has gone. I've not heard one thing that I disputed or had a discrepancy with, and all your dealings with everybody that I've seen or heard or been a part of. Just do it. Just do it. You owe it to yourself and the world to be your best version of yourself possible. And Lance can get you there.